Are you pretty, baby? What are you doing, Mama? What are you doing, baby? What are you doing? Are you Mama's pretty girl? Oh, hi. Howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here. I was talking to my dachshund. She's sitting here staring at me like, Mom. I just got done feeding them some bagels that I had bought that were marked down. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna buy marked down bagels anymore. They were so hard that I fed the last 3 of them to the dogs. You know, I cut one in half for the smaller dogs, and then the big dogs each got one. They're hard enough; they're like a teething biscuit for them. Anyway, it is March 12th, 2016, Saturday afternoon. It is 12:01 p.m. right now. I'm getting a slow start. I've been up for a while, just kind of mulling over just different aspects of life, you know, and kind of hobbling around. Uh, I'll play more of that in a little bit. I didn't make my cheat sheet like I normally do. Huh. But anyway, temperature-wise, it is 60 degrees right now. Wow, I know. Real field temperature is 59. The high will be 68, and the low will be 33. And in the panhandle of Florida, where we want to be, it is in the low 80s today. Oh, you know, I know there's got to be flowers blooming like crazy in that area. My friend Mary was showing some pictures that she had taken of flowers, and she's a wonderful photographer. And these orange trees, and they were covered. And I asked her why they were covered, and she said because they are seedless orange trees, and they don't want the bees to get to them because they're having an early spring. And also they don't want the bees to cross-pollinate these orange trees with different orange trees, which makes perfect sense. But it was really neat to see. So I'm looking forward to flowers and stuff, you know. Probably won't get to really do a garden this year. I don't think, you know, we'll have our land and be settled and stuff. But next year, you know, of course, you can garden almost year round there. So, anyway, yesterday, what did I do? Yesterday I did do some cleaning and organizing and some packing, just a little bit. I'm kind of waiting. You guys will find out soon why. And just kind of been resting up. You know, and slowly getting things done and organizing things and putting things. I could condense down all of my ribbon embroidery so it fits into just one container. It's not a big tote or anything, not by any means. Probably about fourth of a size. It's bigger than, it's probably about let's say probably about double the size of a shoebox. Or no, probably about the next size up from a plastic shoebox. All my ribbon embroidery fit in there, and the books and stuff. So, you know, because I have that, and I'll have my art supplies and my yarn and my loops, and that's it. It's all got to fit in a small space. So, you know, well, I have my sewing machine too, of course, but that'll be it. So I did that, and we just had leftovers last night for dinner. We just had some leftover chicken. I made a rice dish, and then we had some veggies with it. And just kind of chilling. Oh, I worked on, I showed you guys I had done the what will be the band around this beret that I am making. Oh, Jesus. And I stayed up a bit too late last night working on it because I was having a good time with it. but this is, and like I said, this is my own design. So, and it's going to be, as you can see, a very, very lacy, flowy, very lightweight beret. And so, yeah, and this will be the parts that attach to the band. And then, I was looking at why that was kind of different, but I guess it isn't. And then this part is even lacier, so, you know, but it'll be pretty. So that's what I stayed looking on. I'll probably finish that up today. We're supposed to go out to dinner tonight, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Maybe we'll take in a movie or something too. That would be nice. We haven't been out for a while. This will probably be the last time that we go out before we move. So, what I have planned for today is, the arthritis in my right foot is very bad. You know, I always think maybe it's gout, but it's not really gout. It's not gout, but it doesn't even look swollen. But those joints and stuff in my toes are so bad. You know, today it is, my big toe and the next toe over and the middle toe. You know, and I mean, it's painful to walk on. So I'm kind of, you know, hobbling, just walking on my heel on that foot. It'll probably be better once I take some Tylenol. It probably means that I did not drink enough fluid yesterday. I always can tell if I did not hydrate enough by how hard it is to get enough blood to test with. Today I really had to squeeze on my pinky to get enough blood to test my blood glucose. My poor pinky. I always use this pinky. I always use the side of it, you know. So, what else? That's all that's really going to go on. I'm probably just going to sit here and kind of waiting to see what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on, and it's just kind of a wait and see thing. If my plans will dramatically change, so I can't really like get into majorly packing or anything because I may have to stop at a moment's notice. So I'm just gonna probably sit here and work on making this hat. I did have somebody ask me on Etsy if I will ship to Canada, and I will. Of course, it's going to cost more in shipping than what I have listed. You know, and I'm also always happy to get rates for you. You know, but yeah, so I didn't list anymore on eBay because my husband didn't have a chance to look and tell me. Some of the stuff was involving his stuff, and I didn't know if he was going to keep some of his stuff, or, you know, like some of his D&D books, you know, old school D&D books and stuff. So I'm kind of waiting on that. The wait and see day, which kind of drives me batshit, but you know. One of the things I wanted to talk about is just my perspective from being a housewife for most of all of these years. How you get to be feeling sometimes. And this is just my perspective and what I've gone through. For the most part, I've usually been at home without a vehicle. Because we just financially haven't really been able to afford two vehicles. And we've always made do. Not that it's easy. I missed being able to go to some of my children's school functions because we didn't have a vehicle. Because we got to the point where we either planned two things. That we lived close enough that the kids could walk to school, or that we lived close enough that my husband could walk to work. Well, most of the time, all but one time, it was that the kids lived close enough to walk to school. Even when we moved out here, the bus is one house down. So most of the time we've had just one vehicle, and I've been at home, like so many of us are, without a vehicle, and we don't live in town, so that gets hard. The isolation, being a housewife, you do miss as your children grow up and stuff, and then they leave home. I miss having the house full of kids because for the longest time, this would be where so many of the children's friends and stuff hung out. And I mean, especially when they were teenagers, you never knew who was stopping by and stuff. Sometimes their friends would stop by just to visit, even when our children weren't home. So, I miss that. It used to be a very busy house. Sometimes you feel very left out of your spouse's work. You feel invisible. You feel invisible. That's the term. I do, for the most part, feel very invisible. And part of that's my doing because I am very much an introvert. So, and he is too. So we don't normally go to like the work functions, like the Christmas party and that kind of stuff. We don't like to really mix his work life with our home life. But then that can get hard because you do feel very invisible. And I've always made it a point, because I'm not like his mother, and I respect a person that's working, and I don't ever just stop in to talk to somebody when they're at work. I've never stopped in just to bug my husband at work. I don't call him when he's at work. If I call him, he knows it's an emergency. I've never called the dealership. And if I call him and he doesn't answer, which means he's with a customer, if it's not important, I will put it's not important. But normally I don't call him. Normally it will be, I will text him to see if he can call me when he's not busy. And even then I'll put it's not important. Because if I put on it, it's important, he's going to call me right away. But yeah, sometimes the loneliness and feeling invisible, like I said, as much as life changes and stuff, and this house is so quiet now, it's been a hard road. I'm not going to even front about that. It's been very hard for the last, since the kids left home, basically. I mean, and I know that's part of life, and it changes, and we all handle it differently. But like I said, we aren't the type of people that have family that's close with us, and it's been really hard psychologically. I am ready for a change. I am ready for when we do get moved and get settled. One of our goals is we're going to get a second vehicle. I want to have the freedom of having a vehicle again. I want to be able to go into whatever town. If I want to go to a Hobby Lobby or to a yarn store, or if I just want to, meet a girlfriend for lunch, or, just be able to go places. I'm tired of feeling so isolated, where I feel like I can't go anywhere. And to have more time with my spouse. I'm really hoping to make some friends within whatever community I live, and to become part of the crafting community and the art community. I'd like to do a little bit of volunteer work. I always enjoyed that before. Because I've done volunteer work before. And, just have it be where people meet us without any prejudgment. They're just meeting us on face value, us as a couple. Because, like I said, you don't know how many times, and it's so rude to me, but how many times people will walk up to my husband, they'll start talking to him, and I'm standing right there, and they act like I'm invisible. And I've gotten tired of introducing myself and stuff. And I tell my husband now, don't even bother. But yeah, they'll be standing there drawing with him. And I mean, if I run into somebody I know, I will always include their spouse. It's just rude not to. I don't care if I worked with Joe Schmo 20 years ago. I will always introduce myself to their spouse and, include them. But like I said, I'm just ready for a change. I'm ready to have more time with my spouse, and I'm ready to feel like I'm included in something, that I'm not just, invisible. And, living here, feeling so isolated, and, knowing that a family member had literally run, well, a few of them literally run all over town and badmouthed us. So, whatever. I'm just ready for a change. And I'm just venting. It is what it is, and you have to move on, and you have to take the steps to make yourself happy. There's no way on God's green earth I would stay living here. Like I said, I'm willing to go live in a tent just to get out of here. And that's what we're doing. Things are starting to come into place. Things are starting to fall into place. Man, my foot hurts so sorry, I bumped that toe, and it's like, wow. It really hurts. I'm sure a lot of my other friends feel the same way, where you feel invisible. Like I said, I loved it when the kids would bring their friends would come over, and it was really funny. We used to live in this one subdivision, and at that point in time, we were the only apartment building. That's when I worked for my landlord, cleaning apartments and showing them and stuff, and repainting. And a very, very rich neighborhood. And like I said, we were the only, these were the only apartment complex in that area. And the homeowners, of course, were not happy that those apartments were there. But their kids would all come to our little apartment, our little 2-bedroom apartment, and play. Oh, their moms would get so mad, and I could never figure out why these kids that had everything, would rather come hang out at our apartment, but they loved it, so, But we had so many good times. When we had a trampoline and stuff, their neighborhood kids would come over, and the kids would bring their friends, of course, and it was a good time. Like I said, we will take away a lot of good memories. A few bad, but a lot of good. I have a lot of I have my candles all organized, and like I said, I'm getting my craft stuff organized, and just a lot of good stuff. So anyway, I know this is kind of random. I just feel we've got some stuff going on I can't talk about, but it's in the forefront of my mind. So that's why I'm having trouble, because I'm usually just, real upfront with you guys, but I just can't say anything yet. There'll probably be another video later on today. But I'm ready to move on. When you're ready, you just don't even care anymore about the bullshit. And I just don't. I don't care anymore about the bullshit. Ready to move on. I got cotton candy in this one now. I even organized all my vaping stuff into one little, like I said, the next size up from a plastic shoe boxes. because I make my own vape juice, so and there's no nicotine in it. So I got that all organized. Like I said, I'm getting everything organized. I probably will just sit and kind of wait this afternoon. Like I said, I'm eager to face that beret. I think it's going to be pretty. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I don't really have anything to say. Hope you all are having a good weekend. Don't forget that we have to set our clocks back an hour, I believe it is, isn't it? It's daylight savings time tonight, though. It starts tonight. So, need to set that. I need to take some time now. And remember that I love you guys. And I cherish your friendship. And I think you're all awesome. And if you're feeling very invisible, being a long-time housewife and out of the loop of life, you're not alone. You're not alone. I don't know what I would do without my friends here on YouTube and Facebook. Mainly here on YouTube is where I reach out to you guys. Anyway, love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Or probably later on today. My husband will come on later on today. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.